What if you could create a ghost? I don't mean find one or hunt one, but actually manufacture a spirit from nothing more than a story and sheer belief. In 1972, a group of researchers decided to do just that, to test a wild hypothesis about where ghosts come from. The only problem? Their fake ghost seemed to answer back. This is the fascinating story of the Philip experiment, a landmark case in parapsychology that asked whether the paranormal is actually a product of the human mind. The goal wasn't to prove that ghosts weren't real, but to see if a group of people could simulate a haunting with their collective thoughts. The project was conducted by the Toronto Society for Psychical Research, guided by figures like mathematician Dr. Arg Owen. The group itself was made up of 8 ordinary people, including an industrial designer, an accountant, and a housewife, none of whom claimed to have any psychic abilities. They started by inventing a totally fictional character, Philip Aylesford, a 17th century English aristocrat. They fleshed out his entire existence, giving him a personality, a tragic love affair with a woman named Margot, and a cause of death, even sketching a portrait of him. For about a year, the group met for weekly sessions, meditating and focusing on Philip, hoping for some kind of sign, but nothing happened. Getting frustrated, they switched things up. Instead of quiet, focused meditation, they decided to recreate the lively atmosphere of an old-fashioned séance, with a more casual, light-hearted mood. They started talking to the empty air, as if Philip were really in the room with them. And that's when strange things started to happen. It began with a faint vibration in the table. Then, a single, clear knock echoed through the room. The group was floored. They quickly worked out a simple communication system. 1 knock for yes, 2 for no. To their amazement, Philip started answering questions, and his responses were perfectly consistent with the fictional life story they had invented for him. The participants reported that the phenomena grew even stronger over time. The heavy table would reportedly tilt, slide across the floor, and even balance on a single leg, all while their hands were lightly resting on the surface. Of course, no controlled scientific evidence ever proved these events were paranormal. Skeptics argue that the effects can be explained by unconscious muscle movements from the group, known as the ideomotor effect. The researchers themselves theorized they hadn't contacted a spirit, but had instead shown that their own collective expectation and belief could produce very real physical effects. It suggests that maybe the most mysterious thing in any haunted room isn't a ghost, but the human mind itself. The Philip experiment leaves us with a fascinating and pretty unsettling question. If a handful of people in a single room could generate an experience this powerful, what larger ghosts might be created every day by the focused will of millions? What do you think was really moving that table? Let me know what you think in the comments.